Ladies and gentlemen.
There's Ali. It is better looking. It's quality, you know, for television, anything. But when I zoom, like, that's too far away from it. So that's what I'm saying. So I'll put this on. There's some angels.
Yeah. I went over.
Was a game of golf. Stan loved his golf, and we all played golf, whether you liked it or we didn't. We used to go at the pro shop, and Marty used to go in and pinch all the balls and sell them to us. But yes, it was true. We loved the Grand Hotel. It was something that we all got used to. It was something that we looked forward to. I think Stan realised that it was part of the setup. And I remember the very last match. We travelled back from Scarborough to the Martin Country Club. We all went to bed before the big game, and Scarborough played a very important part of our lives. We never lost a game when we went to the Grand Hotel at Scarborough, so we've got fond memories of it, in more ways than one, but I daren't tell you them all. Why don't you?
Right. Greatest memories, just one memory from each of the players of the season.
One from each?
Yeah.
We're going to start with Mr. Corner.
It's a corner.
Yeah. I think last game of the season, I think, against Oxford, I think that was my biggest throw.
Do you want to pass that round?
Jeff Butler.
Yeah, I suppose it was the wall collapsing with everybody the wrong side, and then missing Don Masson for 2 hours and turning up with his arm in a sling because he'd fallen down the stairs. Things like that.
Falling down the stairs. Right, must have been some celebrations.
What? There you go.
Willie Wiggum.
We're just knocking him up.
Oh, let's get the goalkeeper in.
Willie, we want to know what your favourite memory was, not from tonight, but from 1967.
Must have been, must have been. You know, a bit of it. Bit up for it, and we got it, and we done it. So, and the town loved it, and it. That was brilliant.
Well, thank you. Well said.
Oh, Willie!
You can go back to sleep now. Thank you. John, did you understand a word of what he said?
Great memory.
My abiding memory of that last game was John O'Rourke and John Higdon were the superstars, and they got the goals for us. As far as I was concerned, they were the two people who made most for my recollections from the ball at that time.
Thank you, John.
Derek Downing.
Well, I can remember looking at their side before the game, and there's a big fat bloke in midfield playing against them. Can you tell me who it was? Ron Atkinson. That's my best memory.
Eric.
And as usual, the big fat bloke kicked them trying to bloody me.
To the boss, Stan Anderson.
Well, you know, people talk about the last game of the season, but it went on a lot longer than that. And I always remember getting our friend Willie as a goalkeeper and John as a player, and the thing sort of gradually going up. And that was my thrill, was to see the team starting to improve and get up. And of course, the local lads like Gordon and Billy and Eric. It was fantastic for them, and the crowds responded well to them, and at the end it was the climax when we played Oxford that we got, I think it was 40 odd thousand in.
90,000, I think.
So, I mean, it was fantastic, and the number of times I come back to Middlesbrough and people say, I always remember that season. I thought, God, you must be old. 40 odd years ago. But they do. They remember the season, not because we got promotion. I don't think that's the case. I think that they got excited because the team gradually got up and further and further. And it was only the last match of the season that we actually got promotion. We were never in the top two up to that. And that was the excitement of it all. And it was great.
Well,
I've gone on a long time.
No, not at all. Don't worry, How we move across? Great memories, we're moving around.
We're moving round. I'm going to say, by the way, we've had more hassle with Dave Chadwick and his family than any of them. Honestly. I'm going to ask him to say
from America.
I'm going to ask him to say something. Now, he has actually, I think in fairness, everybody's come from a bit of a distance. But I think everybody, a little bit of round of applause, because Dave Chadwick has come from America just to be here this evening.
Good old Davey.
Hold on, Willie's talking again. Oh, it's all right. No, he's going back to sleep. It's fine. Dave, over to you.
Well, I've been a player and a manager and in America. Coached the Fort Lauderdale Strikers and the Atlanta Chiefs. And had some great players. Gerd Mueller, George Best. There you go. And so I can understand Stan Anderson a little bit more because I think managing is difficult. But that year, I think he did a great job and brought a lot of people together. And you remember that in the beginning of the year, we weren't doing very well. And it wasn't until we beat Darlington at Darlington and then came back to beat Darlington at home that it really took off. And after that, it wasn't a matter of, how are we going to score, or it was how many are we going to score. And I think
we actually used to play with wingers, which is a rarity. We had Derek Dowling down the left and David Chadwick on the right. It was nice, and we used to play with 3 strikers as well. A lot of the games we used to win 5-4. We used to concede a few.
Yeah, I was
we
there,
used to
John.
score a lot. But I always remember that because we played with wingers. They were a really enjoyable year, and Stan was a great manager as well.
Well said, John Hickson.
Well, John.
Moving on.
Next question. To Stan Anderson, this is from Alan Dowden.
Hey.
In today's transfer market, how much would a fit and in his prime John Hickson be worth because you paid 20 grand for him? Perhaps you're still paying the extra 5 grand.
We were just talking about it tonight, actually, and to a bigger club, he would have definitely played for England. There's no doubt about that. The fact that he didn't and he stayed at Middlesbrough is probably my fault more than his, that I refused to let him go. He was an all-round player, scored a lot of goals, could play at centre-back or play at full-back if he was asked to do. But he was just a genuinely good player. And the fact that he didn't play for England was the fact that it was playing for a team which was probably not as well known as it is probably today. You know, we were still in the 2nd division and people were picked from the 1st. But if I transferred John into the 1st division, I'm sure he'd have had a few caps to his name by now.
Well, we say thank goodness you didn't, Stan. And well done for digging your heels in.
I've got one gentleman on the side of me here who managed the club, and another one on the other side who I thought the world of and was given away for 6,000 quid. And they've done nothing but argue with each other. So I honestly think Brumbles Farm is always a pleasure to go every morning. I know people laugh, but I'm being serious. My mother once told me, always tell the truth, Eddie, because nobody will ever believe you in life. And that's what I try to do. Thank you very much.
We're going for the top. Bob Denison was sacked and suddenly Reg Carter took over. Now Reg had been a brilliant footballer, there's no question of that. But Reg lacked discipline, the lads did what they want. He sold the good players. We sold Alan Peacock, we sold Mick McNeil, we sold Cyril Knowles and probably others. And we brought other players in, and these players were nowhere near as the players we'd lost. And what happened then from battling at the top, we were looking at the drop. And as Stan came, Reg was sacked, Stan had a few games at the end of the season, he wasn't officially appointed manager. There's nothing Stan could do about that. We still have the game at Cardiff, believe it or not, and it's hard to say this, but there was players on that field playing for Middlesbrough that night that didn't want to play for Middlesbrough. And it wasn't unusual about the drop. I said earlier I was nearly crying in the dressing room. I was